Today's topic is FX algorithmic execution, examining the risk-benefit equation. And we are interviewing Dr. Giles Nelson. Thank you, Giles. And Giles works for Progress Apama. Our first question: what upside may result from FX buy-side users of execution algorithms taking on more responsibility for their trades? And how should they manage the potential downside of keeping risk exposure on their desks?
Well, the FX market has changed substantially over the last few years. There are now more liquidity pools available to the buy side. They will typically have more than one relationship with a broker-dealer as well. So they've got a lot more choice about where to execute their FX trades. And if they are doing a substantial amount of FX trading, then there are benefits in them taking more control themselves, because they may be able to find liquidity in less liquid currencies that they weren't able to previously, and perhaps more importantly also execute more efficiently to find best prices. The downside of this is that there's more complexity that the buy side has to get a grip of. That means more investment in technology and skills internally. And it means that they have to control their own risk and gain visibility into it, which they can do through the use of risk analysis and things like auto hedging, which can, using the right technology, be implemented by themselves.
Can you see any dangers with the FX sell side managing algorithmic flow and attempting to reverse engineer algorithms? Or could this be a catalyst for stimulating innovation and development in algorithmic trading?
Well, this is an old question that the buy side puts to the sell side in any asset class, that if they put flow through a broker-dealer who may have proprietary trading operation themselves, then that broker-dealer may benefit from it. Now, that is adamantly denied by the sell side, but it does mean that for certain organizations who put a lot of store by the intellectual property that they put into their algorithms and their trading techniques, that they may want to ensure as best they possibly can that that information flow as their orders go into the market is done in such a way that it can't be seen by other participants. So that creates opportunities for innovation for those particular buy-side firms to take more control themselves over their technology, have multiple different places where they're going to put their orders, and so on and so forth.
Thank you. Will FX market users of low-touch algorithmic tools miss out on the normal benefits of traditional execution methods, such as pre-trade advisory and post-trade execution feedback?
Well, they may do, but not necessarily, because by using low-touch algorithms, it means that the whole trading operation is actually more efficient. It means that instead of using your human capital on executing perhaps quite a straightforward trade in a highly liquid currency, you can get a machine to do it in a more automated fashion. And that means your human capital, whether you're a buy-side organization or a sell-side organization offering services to the buy-side, can actually use your traders and your quantitative analysts in a way in which you can differentiate then your offering. So if a buy-side firm purely wants to use the low-touch algorithms, then that's their choice. They may not want the pre-trade advisory or the post-trade reporting, but it should put the sell side in a better position to actually provide those services more effectively, because their traders and other staff won't be doing the manual work of actually executing these quite simple trades.
If the increased adoption of algorithmic execution leads to reduced frequency and depth of communication between the FX buy and sell side trading communities, what impact could this have on the nature of their future trading relationships?
Well, I think it raises the bar as far as the sell side is concerned in offering services to the buy side. They can no longer rely on just executing orders for the buy side. The Bank of International Settlements figures in 2001 about 20% of FX trades were done electronically. That's now about 70%. So broker-dealers really have to think about what other services they can provide the buy side to ensure that they're keeping their business. And that means that it's going to be more about research, more about the higher value services that can be provided, rather than just executing orders.
What lessons can the FX market draw from the evolution of algorithmic trading in the equities market that might help it to minimize the risks and maximize the benefits of deploying it?
Well, algorithmic trading has been around for longer and has deeper penetration in the equities market than probably any other asset class. FX has rapidly adopted algorithmic trading because the rise of algorithmic trading has gone along with the rise of electronic trading and the adoption of in FX. What people are doing in the equities world now are using the same kind of technology which has been used to build algorithmic trading systems for doing things such as auto hedging, so the automatic trading away of risk as trades are executed. Also for things like giving a continual view of over positions, so immediately something goes perhaps awry or a position limit is exceeded, then a risk manager can know about it. And finally, equities are also using that same technology for things like what we would call risk firewalls, so the actual prevention before a trade goes into the market of that trade executing. So if that trade would mean that a position limit was exceeded, or that certain other criteria weren't met, the trade wouldn't hit the market at all, thus protecting the trading organisation from either perhaps their own algorithm going awry, or perhaps a trader putting an aberrant trade through fat finger or another mistake.
Coming to the end, what impact do you think that the recent market volatility has had on the FX market in general, and in particular, what impact has it had on your business?
Well, on the FX market in general, it has certainly made the search for liquidity in various currencies more difficult. Spreads have increased, and that has really increased the need for things like FX aggregation, where you're bringing together multiple different pools of liquidity. You're giving one view of that to a trader, and you're also allowing an algorithm to execute and route orders in a smart way. Smart order routing is the term that's often used, through to those multiple pools of liquidity. So in a market where best execution is more difficult to achieve because there are differing spreads, because sometimes liquidity is difficult to find, it means the use of technology such as FX aggregation becomes a lot more important. And that is, in terms of our own business, that is a common use case for a palmer within foreign exchange, and therefore, if anything, it has increased the value of what we do, as well as technology providers generally in this market.
And what kind of impact has the latest volatility had on your own business, in terms of, has it changed the kind of business you're bringing in?
Well, if anything, it has increased the demand for technology which can help navigate organisations through a difficult time. As I said previously to the other question, FX liquidity can be more difficult to find now. It has been fragmented for a while, but in certain illiquid currencies, spreads have significantly widened, and liquidity is more difficult to find than previously. Technology can help with that, and thus we've seen no diminishing in demand for the use of algorithmic trading technology, whether for FX aggregation or for execution algorithms. In fact, it's made its if anything, greater volatility and greater uncertainty in the market make the use of technology more interesting rather than less.
Giles Nelson of Progressive Palmer, thank you very much.
Thank you.